Hey guys, Doc Frank here. You may recognize me from TikTok or other platforms. I am the founder of the program AddictionMindset. We help people overcome THC addiction, nicotine addiction, and energy drink addiction. Although this message does have the ability to apply to addiction across the board. So without further ado, in today's video, what I'm going to talk to you guys about is this PDF file. So if you've messaged me on TikTok, if you visit my website and you send me an email, this is a free PDF that I send to people, and it has the 101s when it comes to quitting an addiction and just kind of helping to change that mindset, that mental state of mind when it comes to addiction. So if you haven't emailed me, email me, visit the website, I'll send you this PDF. And the purpose of today's video is to walk you through this PDF file and the content in it, okay? So we're gonna make sense of this PDF. It's as if I'm working with you one-on-one, face-to-face, okay? Now this is gonna be a two-part video. There's gonna be a part one for the PDF number one and a part two. So this is video part one. Without further ado, let's jump right into it, okay? So let's start by just explaining what is AddictionMindset Become Obsessed? What is this program? Well, in order to understand that, we have to define addiction first. Addiction is defined as a primary chronic disease of the brain reward centers. That's right. I got a disease, walking around, spreading all my, right? It's a disease though. And it affects memory, it affects motivation, it affects you physically, it affects you mentally. Now, it also involves cycles of relapse, cycles of remission, and then ultimately, hopefully, a state of success. At the end of the day, I sum up addiction by saying it hijacks your brain. Why do I say that addiction hijacks your brain? It sounds so bad. Ooh, no, this is the reason why I say that. Addiction creates an obsession. You spend your time and you spend your energy becoming obsessed with an addiction. Think about how often you're thinking about smoking nicotine or using a THC, high concentration THC product. You put so much time and so much energy into this addiction, it's truly an obsession. Now, for me personally, what did addiction do to me? It made me feel weak. It made me feel tired. It made me feel depressed. It changed my mood. It changed my mental state of mind, anxiety, this, that, all those things. But there was a few other things that addiction did that I realized over time. It did give me energy. It kept me energized. It kind of kept me going. I was always seeking how to feed that addiction to nicotine. It took me out of my comfort zone. I hate to say it, just I would do things that I wasn't really comfortable with in situations where I probably shouldn't have been using nicotine or THC, and I would be. It takes you out of your comfort zone. It made me ignore certain emotions, right? Even ones that made me uncomfortable. And it made me obsessed. I was obsessed by it. So I sat down one day and I said, okay, wait a minute. What if I took all that obsession that I'm putting into addiction, and what if I put it into something positive? What if I put it into a career? What if I put it into a job? What if I put it into the channel, the work that I'm doing for you guys on here? And that is the principal goal behind AddictionMindset. The idea that addiction forever changes you. It changes your mind. It changes the way your brain thinks. People ask me all the time, do I still crave nicotine? Yes. Do I still have to act and behave a certain way to make sure I don't relapse? Yes. Addiction changed me forever. I have to constantly be busy. I have to constantly be shifting my obsession into something positive so I don't slip up. That is the idea behind AddictionMindset. That's how we're taking the very definition of addiction itself and putting it towards something positive. Now, we're going to move right through this PDF. So I'm on the back page. I was constantly craving something to feed my energy, I say. Was I really sick? Did I really have a disease? I don't think so, because the reality is when it comes to nicotine and THC products and energy drinks, temporarily at first, they're going to make you feel good. They're going to cause a release of dopamine. I talk about that in another video, but they're going to give you that short-term high. So was there anything really wrong with me looking to fill my time where I was bored, where I was unproductive? I was doing something that, in the short term, made me feel good. So was I really sick? Was it fair to define me as being diseased for just wanting to feel better, wanting to escape that boredom, wanting to escape the mundane stuff that I was doing? I don't think so. I just wasn't being productive with my time. I was making bad choices to feed my obsessions. I was making bad choices to feed my brain. As I began to learn more about addiction, I had an epiphany. This is where Addiction Mindset was born. What if I took that addict energy? What if I took that, see you guys on TikTok, the crackhead energy, and what if I put it into something good, something positive? How would that change me as a person? How would that change people around me for the better? Hence Addiction Mindset. Now, we're gonna jump into this, but the overall principle I want you to keep in mind is this. An addiction mindset is stopping at nothing to accomplish your goals. Just like you would stop at nothing to get that hit of a jewel or whatever it was, you're going to stop at nothing to accomplish your goals. It's going above and beyond to achieve something positive in your life. It's becoming obsessed with something new, something great, and something that may just change the world. That's the principle behind this company. That's what I want you guys to experience as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to break down this PDF. Okay, I'm going to pause at a point, and that's where video number 2 is going to start, where we're going to pick up where we left off. So step number 1, the most important thing, you have to start to take some degree of accountability. Now, be gentle on yourself, be kind to yourself when it comes to this, but you do have to start to take a degree of accountability. I will strive to live in the present, resolve the past, and create my ideal future. You are in control of the decisions that you make. Yes, addiction does hijack your brain. Yes, it is a disease. Yes, it does change how you think. But you have to start to take accountability for your actions. You can't blame it on the world. You can't blame it on stress. You can't blame it on other things. I get it. I spent years trying to blame other things on my addictions. Oh, I was stressed, so I did this. Oh, I had a bad day, so I did this. Oh, I deserve a dip of tobacco or an energy drink because I'm tired and I need energy. I need to feel better. You can't go through life blaming other things and other people on your own choices. You can't. And I sympathize. A lot of people who follow my channel have had extremely rough lives. We are working with other counselors, other coaches, other people to help walk them through that. But no matter what, you have to take some degree of accountability. And I'll tell you, it's amazing when you do take accountability for yourself, because all of a sudden you're in control. Life is much, much happier when you are in control, when you influence the things around you versus letting things influence you all day long. So I hope that makes sense. All right, quitting nicotine and dab carts 101. Congratulations on watching this video. Congratulations on finding my channel. This is a great first step. Only make decisions that support your self-image, self-esteem, and self-worth. If you keep that in mind from the day you start to quit, and if your decisions that you're making don't support your self-image, your self-esteem, or your self-worth, put them to the wayside. You don't need them. The basics. So, before you begin to quit, let's start right here. Step 1, before you do anything, get a physical journal. Get a journal.